What in the devil is going on? Run! Run!
We are facing an enemy as silent as a storm. Streets, fields, all can become battlefields overnight when wild pigs invade.
So what Bobby's gonna do is he's gonna take the feeder.
Millions of dollars in damage are being levied on America. And now hunters are taking on the responsibility, carrying with them the faith, the fear, and the desire to protect their communities. Do you have the courage to join them? In Texas, the feral hog menace is growing, not only destroying farmers' crops, but also wreaking havoc on infrastructure, from sleepy suburbs to bustling city centers. With wild instincts honed over generations, they leave behind economic damage amounting to millions of dollars. Small grocery stores, family-run eateries, and even busy restaurants are struggling as the invasive species disrupts daily life. Not only destroying crops, wild boars also rummage through garbage piles, turning residential areas into stinking battlefields, posing the risk of disease. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, the feral hog population in Texas is increasing by nearly 30% each year, causing a staggering 1.5 billion USD in damage. Despite the government installing sealed trash cans, the numbers continue to climb. Each video is a new journey of nature and survival. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it.
Down. I mean, they're right here.
As feral pigs became America's nightmare, the silence of the Texas cornfields was suddenly torn apart. A chilling screech rang out, and in a flash, the giant net trap snapped shut.
I do not like this net. It is not safe.
In just a few seconds, the herd of ferocious wild boars were trapped, their roars echoing in the dark night. That was the moment humans regained the initiative against this brutal invasive species.
They get under this thing and in it, and then they can't get back out.
This was not a staged action scene, but a harsh reality that happened every day. It's part of a never-ending battle for American farmers who must stand up against the country's most aggressive and dangerous invasive species. For them, every night is not just labor, but also a battle for survival. Why can a seemingly rudimentary net replace rifles and even helicopters in a multi-billion-dollar-a-year agricultural crisis? The answer is hidden behind that seemingly simple trap. From Texas to Missouri, semi-automatic traps have become the strategic weapon of American farmers. With no ammunition, just precise timing, they can take down a herd of wild hogs in the blink of an eye.
She's baited and set.
With just a round net, a sturdy steel frame, and a secret bait of fermented corn mixed with gelatin, the seemingly simple trap becomes a nightmare for wild boars.
thin. We're loading them. When you have the hog whip,
The scent spreads, luring the whole herd closer. But this is no longer a primitive trap. Modern technology has turned it into the ultimate weapon. Motion sensors, infrared cameras, and remote activation via phone. With just one signal, the whole ferocious herd is immediately caught in the net in a split second. Surprisingly, the net traps work best at night when the wild boars are most aggressive but off guard. The success rate can increase by more than 50%. And unlike guns and bullets, net traps are not only a tool, but also a humane option. Instead of killing them on the spot, they capture the herd alive, keeping them safe before being transported to invasive species control centers. Do you think net traps are the most humane and intelligent way to deal with wild boars? Leave a comment below. Millions of giant wild boars are being fiercely hunted down on farms in Australia and the United States. This number may sound like something out of a science fiction story, but it's happening right before our eyes. Why is there such a large-scale hunt? And what makes these wild boars the target of such pursuit? Leave a number 1 and join me as we explore until the end of the video. The uncontrolled growth of wild boar populations has led to severe consequences, one of the most critical being heavy water pollution. This behavior not only threatens the sustainability of water systems, but also disrupts the ecosystem structure, placing additional pressure on farmers and resource management efforts, making it increasingly difficult to maintain natural balance. Wild boars are not only strong, but also reproduce rapidly and adapt extremely well, making them a serious threat to ecosystems in Australia and the United States. They destroy crops, causing significant losses for farmers, and degrade the habitats of many native species, leading to ecological imbalance. Given the uncontrolled growth of this species, hunting has become a crucial measure to mitigate the damage, protect agriculture, and restore the natural ecosystem. In addition to causing significant crop damage and degrading ecosystems, wild boars also pose a potential danger to humans. When they feel threatened, they can react aggressively, and with their considerable size and strength, this can result in serious injuries. This makes controlling their population through measures such as hunting essential to ensure community safety and maintain ecological balance. Although hunters possess exceptional skills, Wild boars are incredibly cunning and well adapted to their native terrain, making them extremely difficult to catch. With their ability to hide and move quickly through natural environments, they can easily escape pursuit. To tackle this challenge, hunters have adopted aerial hunting strategies using helicopters, allowing them to track and approach wild boars more effectively across complex terrains that are typically difficult to access from the ground. The man, along with his brave teammates and loyal hunting dog, not only had to navigate treacherous, rugged paths, but also endure the biting cold of a winter blanketed in ice and snow. Every step was a challenge, but their unity and seamless teamwork allowed them to overcome all obstacles. With the hunter's sharp eyes, the dog's keen senses, and their unyielding determination, they pursued their prey relentlessly, turning the hunt into a grueling yet captivating journey, testing their willpower and resilience. If it were you, would you be eager to experience this challenging adventure? Alongside courageous teammates, braving harsh terrains and the freezing cold, all to chase a goal to the very end. Does this arduous yet enticing journey ignite within you a sense of excitement and a thirst for exploration? Join me on an exhilarating hunting journey, where every moment is a chance to enjoy and discover. Together with persistent teammates, we'll navigate rugged paths, conquer nature, and test ourselves against the agility of our prey. This is not just a hunt, it's an opportunity to experience courage, determination, and the spirit of teamwork. The hunter, along with his companion and loyal hunting dogs, ventured deep into the forest, where the silence was broken only by the rustling leaves beneath their feet. Soon, the dogs caught the scent of a wild boar, expertly hidden in the thick underbrush. With a decisive nod from the hunter, the group quickly synchronized their movements. In a split second, the wild boar was swiftly taken down. They sighed with relief, satisfied after a hunt marked by precision and resounding success. In addition, the hunters skillfully used bait to lure wild boars out of hiding, making it easier to approach their targets. Thanks to this clever strategy, the hunting journey became more manageable, allowing them to control the situation and strike at the perfect moment. This ensured that each hunt resulted in the desired outcome. In addition to using bait, many hunters choose bows and arrows as their primary weapon. With a bow in hand, they need to get close to the prey, waiting for the right moment to draw the bow without making a sound. This technique demands absolute silence and sharp reflexes, as even the slightest mistake could cause the wild boar to detect and flee. Bow hunters often patiently observe from afar, quietly moving through bushes while keeping their eyes on the target. When the wild boar steps out from hiding, the keen hunter seizes the moment, draws the bowstring, and aims with precision. A single well-placed shot ensures a swift and quiet takedown, making the hunt not only successful but also an elegant and artistic experience. Do you like this approach? If so, leave a number 1 in the comments, or a number 0 if you don't. In Australia, despite millions of wild boars being culled, their astonishing reproductive rate continues to demand more stringent and effective control measures. Wild boars often hide in dense forests, using the terrain to evade hunters, and always look for opportunities to return, causing ongoing damage to the environment and agriculture. In the US, the invasive wild boar problem is becoming a serious issue, causing significant economic and environmental damage. These herds of wild boars not only destroy crops, causing losses for farmers, but they also reduce biodiversity, damage ecosystems, and spread diseases to both livestock and humans. It's estimated that millions of wild boars are thriving across the states, from rural areas to suburban neighborhoods, posing a significant challenge for local authorities to control and curb their growth. Given this situation, one might wonder why the US, with its large population and rich culinary culture, hasn't taken advantage of the abundant food source these wild boars provide. To answer this question, we need to explore the barriers and challenges associated with utilizing wild boar meat in the US. Wild boars are not native to the US. However, in the 16th century, European explorers, particularly the Spanish, brought domestic pigs to America as a food source during their expeditions. Some pigs either escaped or were released into the wild, eventually evolving into highly adaptable wild boars. Don't leave just yet, there's much more interesting information waiting for you at the end of the video. In the following centuries, wild boars interbred with feral domestic pigs, leading to the formation of wild boar herds. With the wild boar population in the US rising at an alarming rate, it is now estimated that millions of these animals inhabit over 35 states. The causes of this population explosion are varied and complex. First of all, wild boars have a strong reproductive capacity. A female can breed multiple times a year, with each litter ranging from 4 to 12 piglets. Additionally, with their high adaptability, wild boars can thrive in a variety of environments, from dense forests to rural areas and even suburban neighborhoods. Silence envelops the scene, broken only by the tearing sounds of large shadowy figures. The aggressive wild boars rampage across the agricultural fields, wreaking havoc on everything in their path. Not only that, but these dark lords also destroy the roads they traverse, leaving nothing behind but devastation, sweeping destruction, and ruin. This situation leaves people living in fear and anxiety. The increasing number of wild boars in urban areas is becoming a serious problem. The main reason is the rapid urbanization, which has shrunk their natural habitat, forcing them to invade residential areas in search of food. So, do you know why Americans don't eat wild boar meat? One of the biggest issues is the risk of parasites and bacteria from this meat. Wild boars live in the wild, where they are exposed to various pathogens, and they scatter food and waste everywhere. When wild boars consume spoiled or contaminated food, they can become carriers of diseases that affect both humans and livestock in the area. Furthermore, their destruction increases the risk of environmental pollution, as waste and contaminants are spread around, negatively impacting urban ecosystems. Want to join us on a hunt? Drop a 1 to stick with me through the rest of this video.